The first round, first game, whatever you like, done and dusted, Treaders. Marco steps it up every single time when it comes to the E-League.
Yeah, absolutely, but just some really nervy moments from Marco. Fortunate to get that initial goal. You say he should be scoring in those situations most of the time, but sometimes a little bit of good fortune needs to be on your side. But then we saw the very uncharacteristic penalty miss. We see competitors in our region continually playing through best of 5 penalty shootouts, whatever they may be doing. It's very bizarre to see a competitor like Marco completely miss the target at this level.
Welcome to the pressure of the E-League, a very different format. Sure, we have done this with online qualifiers and whatnot. It is a very different thing indeed when you've got a teammate as well that you're responsible for. What a strike that was. Not a great game for Nick Pope. He just had to stand there and watch that one fly in.
The scoop turn to create that little bit of space, a staple of FIFA 21 and for many FIFAs to come. Then this penalty just so unfortunate that end up missing a full-on clothesline to get the penalty, but then there was the total miss. And as always with Marco, he's got such a mastery of the close controls that if you give him an inch of space on the edge of the box, you know that ball is going to find its way into the back of the net.
4-0 down to 5-4 on aggregate.
Wow, what a result for Jazz, and a real big statement made by that man. Doubted by so many, doubted by even himself to an extent, but he still has what it takes. Just needs that self-belief and good fortune to get the job done. Heartbreaking result there for Envy, getting a comfortable 4-0 result. But again, we're just seeing Jazz's dominance in this game. 5-0, a scoreline we rarely see on the competitive scene. If this is E-League, if this is what the E-League is going to be dishing out in Season 4, we're in for a treat.
Victory versus MacArthur. I've been told that Victory have prevailed over the Wanderers 5-4 in the A-League. Mo unable to repeat that dose, but good to see former Victory Premiership winner Ben Carter get his first win for his new club in MacArthur FC.
The substitute with the point to prove. As we see time and time again, a little bit of a forgotten man, unfortunately, is Ben Carter. But he has the quality, he has the drive on his day to get the job done, and he's done well to stay composed in a close game between him and Mo.
Locked up at 2-2, simple passing, first time finish for Agent Carter, who of course got himself through to a qualifier. And then at 3-3, keeper runs out, collects everybody, but the ball falls to Ben, and he will not miss from there. Goodness me, Treaders, on such fine margins, can competitors not just get a playoff spot, but get their whole team the Premiership. A game tight as that, and it's a goal like that, really?
Yeah, look, best of ones. Sometimes you get the ball to go your way, sometimes not so much. And then we throw into goal difference as well. That has one goal can be such a large factor between you claiming the crown at the end of the day and not. It's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. The competitors know what the restrictions are, know what they have to deal with, and for the most part, they deal with it quite well.
The domination of the Newcastle Jets continues here. 4-1 for Mark, a debutant in this E-League competition in this Season 4. And he has hit the ground running. Remember the name, absolutely dominating Greek Freak. I mean, Greek Freak was someone coming into today we thought was going to be in a similar position to Mark. We thought he could be the man to watch. But again, Mark just going to a different level, 4-1 up. And the Newcastle Jets have a golden opportunity in this second leg to secure themselves the top of the table.
I think we were definitely thinking, of course, Greek Freak was most certainly going to be the carry for MacArthur in their first E-League season, but competing in the E-League versus competing for, yourself individually, it can be a different beast, but this is, at least we saw one goal back there for Greek Freak, but unfortunately, maybe a disappointing start to him. The good thing is, though, that there's still so much time remaining, but again, this being the fourth and 5th rounds to come. We're really getting to the stage now where you are in the table is not too far off where you're going to end up.
One man who might have started off in Brisbane, but he's moved on to what apparently is much better things, is Naylor, representing the Newcastle Jets. Here in Season 4, mate, you might be sitting in the dark, but you have set this tournament alight.
Hello. Thank you. It's been a tough couple of games, but yeah, I think I've gone 5-0, and I think we're top by 5 points now, so yeah, it's looking good for tomorrow.
Hey Naylor, how do you feel that you are rated in the region? Do you care what other people think of your overall gameplay? Do you view yourself as the #1 competitor in the region? How do you view yourself as a competitor?
I'm #1 in the rankings, but I haven't really won anything yet, so I don't think I can be considered the best so far, but hopefully I can do it in playoffs.
Absolutely. And so one other thing I really want to get into you with is just your use of skill moves. I'd love to know what your overall thinking is when you get into that final third. Do you have a system that you're trying to implement, or is it just pure creativity getting into the flow of it?
To be honest, just try and get the ball to R9 as quick as possible and just spam my stick and do cancels pretty much my entire game plan.
Ben Carter just says, skill cancels, baby, as loud as you can. In the chat, Naylor, you are #1 in the region. You are #1 after day 1 of the E-League. Congratulations on a stellar J for you and the Newcastle Jets.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. 15 points, 5 wins out of 5. Newcastle Jets on top. And as you mentioned, Jared, now with certain results going elsewhere, Western Sydney Wanderers are the ones on top, with Western United and Melbourne City tied on 10 points in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Melbourne City, that's a big drop for them. The opportunity to go top of the table, they end up going all the way down to 4th position. It's going to make the first 2 or 3 rounds tomorrow that much more important. You've got all those teams, I would say, 7th upwards, I would say, are still with a hunt of winning this thing. But if you're Adelaide, Macarthur, Perth, you're going to have to come out of the gates firing. Everyone needs to be on top of their game
And Nate
tomorrow.
Treaders, if you are looking at maybe one of those teams that isn't Newcastle to maybe have a bit of a shock surge, if you would back any other team, if Newcastle were to maybe fall off a little bit tomorrow, which one of those teams out of Western Sydney, Western United, Melbourne City, or even somebody else, would you say is the shot of potentially causing the upset here?
Yeah, we were talking about it before that last round even took place. And Western Sydney, Jared, you'll be happy to know, is the team that came off my lips, at least. We knew that Aineza would be class. We know he's class. He is up there. He's won a qualifier. What we didn't know is how Joseph would go. Obviously,
Big Joe.
He's been a bit fresh, yeah, indeed, from FIFA. He's sort of said, you know, my competitive season, my competitive outlook, I'm more or less done. Then he gets the call from Western Sydney Wanderers, says yes, and he produces results like that. They have to be talked about for premiership contenders.
We can't wait for you to join us, and we can't wait for it to get underway tomorrow. But just some final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, on what has been a very, very entertaining match day 1. We are halfway into the 2021 NIVEA Men E-League, and just, I don't know, some parting thoughts before
All I
we
can
leave?
say is that the Jets did their homework. The Jets came here. They didn't want to be embarrassed like they were last year. The Jets did their homework.
When you sign 1 and 3, you're definitely doing something right. You guys mentioned it before, like how the other A-League teams would even allow something like that to happen. I mean, now they've definitely got the target on their back. They're the favourites. Do you think they're going to take it home, or will we see a shock?
Yeah, look, I'll go one step further. If you like, it all depends how seriously you'd like to take the E-League. We're well aware they're A-League clubs. Some have W-League teams. That's really good. We love watching that. The E-League, at least was, certainly is now to some degree, world-renowned. These competitors that play for these clubs are known around the world. Maybe their footballers are not. Credit to Newcastle Jets. You scouted, you got 1 and 3. It looks like you are odds on for a premiership.
And for one final word, Treaders, anything you got to say, mate?
I can't help but agree with Nate, as per usual, to be honest. It's quite laughable to me that we've seen that A-League team has been able to snag the #1 and #3 competitor. The FIFA Global Series rankings are there for all the clubs to look at. It's the most simple of research required. It's the bare minimum, but I think I'm obviously slightly biased with my Direwolves connections, but the track record of those two boys, JMK King and Dylan, with the E-Club World Cup, that's probably alongside Western Sydney the competitors to keep an eye on.
Most definitely. Well, it's definitely not automatic. They may be 1 and 3, but they still need to rock up tomorrow, and they still need to get the job done. We will see whether or not they do. But lads, that is going to do it for match day 1 of the 2021 NIVEA Men E-League. Thank you so much for watching us, ladies and gentlemen. Until the next one tomorrow, we will see you for the finale of the E-League. Until next time, catch you later from us at the couch. Have a good one.
Bring it on.
See you later.